Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream here. My name is Michael Chu. Today is Monday, August 3rd, 2026, 9:33 a.m. This morning we have the market jumping higher. Let's go take a look at the index here. Nasdaq is up 1.8%, Dow Jones up 1%, S&P is 1.21%. And we have volume lower, much lower on Nasdaq here. NYSE volume is slightly higher, up 2%. Um, right now, the market jump basically on news that U.S. not attacking Iran yeah, and just see if there's any direct statement or something. But basically, U.S. not hitting Iran at this moment. So Mr. Trump, President Trump wrote, "We have just been asked by Iran and other Middle East countries to hold off any attack. Based on this request, I've agreed for the future benefit of the world, likewise the survival of successful and prosperous Iran to cancel attack, subject to being able to rapidly make a deal." Once again, they are trying to come to some sort of deal where they can have peace. So the market again moved on that news today, um, and the oil obviously dropped on that news as well. We continue to see strength in Microsoft. Let me just jump to Microsoft right now. It has been very strong since their earnings. Here we are. This is the earnings day, and then it fall through the next day, and then we broke out. I guess today, yeah, it broke out today, up almost 5%. So that is the big move there from Microsoft. Um, we do have the memory stocks kind of skid this morning. So let's take a quick look here. MU. So we continue to slide down. We are off the lows, but we are still down here. So that is not a good news as the market is up, but the stocks couldn't rally. This one is up slightly 2.2%. SNDK Sanders. Again, it was down this morning, but it has come back up, still below the green line 10-day moving average. We are clearly in a downtrend right now in those stocks at this moment. Let's see, we have Amazon also up, continue to come up after the earnings. Let's see what else. We have Boeing doing well. Johnson Johnson is dropping slightly 2%. Core is up 10% this earlier. So yeah, crude oil is down back to $79 per barrel. Sky Hynix SKHY, let's bring that up as well. Another memory stock. This one is also down this morning, down 3%. So from the high here, it's down almost 28. It's down 28%. Yeah, I think that is. We have lots of earnings this morning. Marriott, SRAT, TGTX, Twist, Tyson here. And then we have more earnings coming out today. So we'll see that what's happening here. We have SpaceX also reporting this week. Lots of earnings. The earnings are going to be non-stop coming out in the next week and next 2 weeks here. So we have job report this Monday, Friday. So yeah, if you haven't watched any of my weekend videos, please do. We have a video about the general market. We also have videos about my growth stock list. You can follow to see what the shift looks like at this moment. And also, yeah, let me bring up Twist, one of the stock that is new name for me, and it was moving this morning after earnings call. So here's the earnings came out and it reversed completely from this morning drop. That's a huge shakeout. This has a prior uptrend as well, and then we came back down after the uptrend. Um, and you know, this kind of moves are very rare, right? Where you go down over like multiple weeks, and then it only take a few 1 or 2 days, to come back up very strong. Usually has something, um, you know, fundamental change where someone likes the news, right? And in this case, it's earnings related. It's 5.7 billion market cap, trading roughly $101 right now. So again, very new name. Feel free to do more research on this company, but it's looking very sharp at this moment. And if I were to show you the forecast for the future, let's look at the earnings guidance here. Look at this. It was negative the last 2 quarters, including the current quarter that was just reported, but it is showing growth prospects going into the future. So, and then the sales also increasing as well. So those are probably the reasons why the stock has bounced back, but and it does satisfy my own fundamental criteria going forward. So this is currently on my list right now. So looking pretty good. So that's one stock that is new on my list. Um, let's go to stocks on the move here. We have SHIP here doing well. FET. This one is very strong, so I'm going to pull it up and show you the movement here as well. This is foreign energy technology in the oil and gas. Despite oil down today, it is up the stock and it's breaking out. So after the earnings came out, it came out on Friday, but like moving on Friday, and today breakout. So it's obviously very extended from the 10-day at this moment. So there's a high risk of getting a pullback. But it has reported, and look at the numbers here. Let me bring up the weekly chart here to show the quarterly earnings in sales here. So this stock has been proven pretty strong. You can see the last 4 quarters numbers here, triple digit. And then the next 2 quarters, also triple digit. It will slow down in the third and fourth quarter. Um, but you can see we came up a lot, start to build a pretty base on base pattern. And now we're breaking out very fast. So that's what's happening there. Let me see what else on the list. We have VVX, Rock Automation, Franklin Resource, AXTI. So in the chip area, like this last week, there's lots of chip reported, and most of them they tried to bounce from their low, but it kind of had some issue on Friday, right? It went up pretty strong Friday morning, but then they all kind of closed, reverse and close. Uh, a lot of them at their intraday lows, right? Which brings them back to under the 10 or even under the 21 day or even the 10 day. Um, and we talk about that in my growth stocks video. And XTI is one that has reported, and even on Friday you can see it closed at the bottom part of the range, not completely at the low of the range, but you know, 36% of that range. And today we test the morning low. Um, and that's the key there. It tests the morning low and then it bounced back very quickly, very quickly. Like if I bring up the intraday chart here just to show how fast it came back up. Yeah, it pretty much, opened at around 56, which is much lower than Friday's close. But then look at this sharp bounce here. And so that shows a lot of strength in that kind of bounce. And so now we are around 12% higher, a little bit off the high, but still not bad. So that's a very not many chips that are doing well, but this is one we talk about in my growth stocks video as well. It is doing pretty well. Let's keep going. NSIT here. Some restaurant areas doing really well. WT, financial, IMAX. Let's keep going here. There's more extended list here. We have DXCM, Care in the bank area, TSEM. So again, lots of chips like even TSEM, like just to show example. Even with today's bounce, it's still below the 21-day moving average, which is the pink line. And it's just yeah, it's still technically in a downtrend. So earnings in one day. So again, like I said, most of the earnings from chips hasn't been that promising because even they have good earnings and forecast, they still didn't go up much. So that is the problem there, I think, in that area until we see the opposite effect, like where it start to jump on those earnings. That might be a better time to approach those. So yeah, uh, Bloom Energy, I think that's also kind of related to the AI area. And again, we see this is bouncing back today to all the way to the 21 pink line. So again, they look promising, but we just need it to clear at least the short-term 21-day moving average. We still have the 50-day resistance level coming down right now. But yeah, but you may want, one can take a risk here, and hope that it comes back to the red line. At least you have some gain, and if it does reverse, at least you can set your stop in a way where you don't lose money. So that's that. MYE, WCC again, industrials area, Cake again, another restaurant, OBK, Origin Bancorp, Google here. Let's take a look at Google. Google has been bouncing back pretty strong since their earnings drop here. So look at how it dropped, gap down below the 200-day back line, and then from the next day onward, it start to rebound. And look at this one tick that is down. It didn't really, I mean, it looks kind of bad because it's below the 10-day, but look at the next day. It gaps up and clear both 10, 21 day, and then that was Friday, and then today, look at this. It just clear the red line. So that is a really good signal. And also, if you draw a upper trend line here, it clearly clears that line. And so it looks pretty good right now from that perspective. So this is very promising. I'm just going to show one more thing. SMH um, is still near the 10 days, so not very strong. And then IGV, and look at this. I mean, it is coming down from the high this morning, but clearly it clears all the recent resistance levels. So very strong in the software group, which we talked about in my growth stocks video last weekend. So let me finish with the index here. Let's go to Nasdaq Composite. Here's a very strong bounce, right, above the 21-day pink line now, which is usually um, hold on a second. So that is the big move here. So we are set up for which we also talk about in the main market video that a possible fall through might be coming. We need at least 4 days, and today is the third day. So if we get another strong day tomorrow, that will be considered fall today. Now we did rise significantly over 3 days here, so I do expect some pullback coming up soon, just to test recent strength. If it does test it successfully, that will be a very strong sign. And it kind of coincides right now as we're coming close to the 50-day line too, and that's a very big line to test here. Let's go to S&P. So Nasdaq looks the one of the weakest chart, but you look at S&P, we are very close to near new high again, right? We are at 75, 77, 76.20 is the previous high, so not even 1%. So that is quite amazing. Let's go to Dow, and Dow also bounced very strong here after recent kind of, yeah, very volatile lately, like recent movement here. But right now is a nice, yeah, it could be a new close as well today if it closed strong, right? So that is interesting as well. Let's go to Russell. And Russell, yeah, look at this. Finally climbed back above the 1021 day. The last time it did that was right here, and it obviously fell. But today, we have the converging of the short-term moving average, the red line, the pink line, the green line, all then converging here, and then we bounce off that. So that is actually a very good sign. And also the last few days, we tested the lows multiple times here below the red line, and now we bounce back. So this is very promising. So again, market is trying to set up for a fall through day here. Anything can happen. Obviously, we also talked about that last weekend about things that already happened, including Fed announcement and some of the mega cap earnings and yeah, so lots of macro factors, but looks like a lot of news may have already been discounted going forward. So we'll have to see. Again, now it just comes down to earnings. Not every stock is equal. So just because one software does well doesn't mean all software is going to do well. So just be cautious. And I'm mostly focusing on stocks already reported earnings. So thank you all for watching. Have a very good day. Please like and subscribe.